So today's episode is kind of awesome. It came from a question that we had emailed to our office, and it is Todd is cold calling the best free lead source. And I can't wait to jump into this one. But before we hop in today's show, head on over to nextlevelwholesaling.com. If you want to take your business to the next level, you want to be more profitable, you want to have more time on your hands, maybe you want some help on your team so that you're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off and you want a full bank account, go to nextlevelwholesaling.com and take the free assessment. I remember when I was at that stage when I was working really hard and making some money, but it just seemed like it was never enough. My mentor gave me a bunch of tools and a bunch of questions and had me rate myself. And so I basically recreated this for you. It's going to help you score yourself in the main 4 areas of your wholesaling business, totally for free. It'll take you 5 minutes and you're going to be like, wow, I see where I need to improve to make more money, get more time. So go to nextlevelwholesaling.com. Also, I'm going to play a clip from one of our coaching calls today with one of our clients who had a great piece of good news. So let's go ahead and play that before we jump into today's episode.
Yeah, signed my first need to sell my house fast lead Saturday. Yeah, so she called, or she filled it in on a Friday, and this was only like my 7th or 8th lead from it. And I was at a basketball tournament all day Saturday, went there Saturday night at like 7 o'clock. She had basically just given the house to this dude at $391 a month. She said, just make the payment. Once it's paid off, it's yours. He got on drugs, quit paying, trashed the house. She found out when she was 3 months behind. So I looked at it, said, I'll catch you up and take over, and we're good to go. So there's $33K left on the loan. She bought it for like 43 or 47 in 2011. So about 18 years left on it. Principal and interest and escrow is $391. I'll turn around and sell it. ARV is like 130 to 140. Okay. So I'll turn around. It probably needs 40 to 50 grand worth of work. I'll just sell it on owner finance for $5K down. Probably like 70 or 75, and tack on 9% interest and get whatever spread I can, 400 a month or something.
Awesome. Always love to kick off the shows that way. So let's jump into, is cold calling the best free lead source? And I just love these questions because, I'm never going to answer the question the way that you answered it, because I love to go deep, deep, deep and solve the root problem or question or challenge or opportunity. And so you asked me today, whether whoever sent in this question, or maybe you were on this podcast wondering the same thing, is cold calling the best free lead source? And so my first tip of the day is, when it comes to your business, nothing, and I mean nothing, is free. There is no such thing as a free lead source. You are either investing your energy, your time, your dollars, your people, your resources. There is always an investment. And your job as an entrepreneur or business owner is to get the largest return on all of your assets, right? Your money, your time, your energy, and your attention. And so cold calling is not free. And I'm assuming by you saying, is cold calling a lead source, you are assuming that you are doing the cold calling. And I can tell you that cold calling can be very effective, especially if you're the one doing it and you're starting out. And maybe you're doing deals and you're generating money and you're like, this is free. Well, first of all, hey, I want to congratulate you. High five. Hopefully you're doing big, fat, juicy, profitable deals, right? $35,000, $40,000, $50,000, maybe even $100K. And man, because if you're doing it that way, you're doing great. But you got to understand that this is all an investment, and your job is to get a return on your investment. So cold calling, even if you're the one doing it, is not free. It ain't free. Okay, because either you could be paying somebody else to do that, or you should be quote unquote paying yourself to do that in terms of hourly pay, or at least considering what your time is worth. You also have to buy names. You also have skip tracing. You have your dialer. And remember, you could also be paying somebody else to do this. And so you need to also account for your own time. So remember that, especially because your time is one of your most valuable assets. Think about this for a second. In my business, I consider my time less or worth no less than $500 an hour, no less on the very, very low end. And so sometimes my wife, in fleeting moments, will ask me to, why don't you mow the lawn like other husbands? Or why don't you clean the pool? Well, I believe, obviously, that my time is worth more than that. But I look at it as I get to employ a bunch of people, right? We have a person who mows our lawn. We have a pool cleaner. We also have a lady who gets to clean our house. And so I love to provide those people with incomes, jobs, opportunity, goes back to the economy, and I get to do what I do best. And so for you, if you are closing deals over the phone, your job is probably best spent closing deals, right? Closing deals and talking with people who have raised their hand and says, "Hey, I'm motivated to sell my house." And so by you not quote unquote paying yourself or considering your time of cold calling, which really, let's be realistic, to hire a great caller, it should cost you 15, 20, maybe 25 an hour. You're really undervaluing your time. And so you're costing yourself way, way, way more than that. Because if you're only talking to motivated sellers, and I'm talking about people who have raised their hand maybe 3, 4, 5 hours a week, and you're cold calling the other 37, man, you are losing money. And this actually is the most expensive form of marketing that you can be doing. Okay. So at the very least, I would recommend at least paying or outsourcing your cold calling so that you can start getting a much higher ROI. So that being said, I'm going to talk about my favorite marketing sources. I've talked about them before, but remember, nothing is free. It ain't free. I can't overstate that. All right. So remember, everything has a cost. Look at it as an investment. Okay. Investing your time is certainly not free. That being said, I think cold calling can be a great marketing channel. Our team just closed or locked up, or we have an escrow, however you want to call it, about $58,000 in cold calling deals. And we're excited about that. Okay. So it's a good marketing channel. I'm going to talk about a couple others that I really like that are quote unquote lower upfront cost investment. I'll also talk about my favorite. I really am a fan of buying Facebook pages that have an influencer attached to them. Influencers are people who have built trust with their audience. If you can form a partnership with an influencer who has a local presence to promote your company, to promote your service, to say, "Hey, this is Tom. I know him. He's a great guy or gal." Or if your name is Mary, gal, right? If you want to sell your house fast, you want all cash. You don't want to do repairs. You don't want to handle the closing costs. You just want to show up and get your check. Give my man Tom a call, 619-555-1212. He's awesome. If someone has built trust with an audience and you could partner with them, give them a piece of every deal, I'll tell you what, that is some of the best marketing that you can do. And that's basically marketing on someone else's reputation. In 2022, I think we did, and don't quote me on this, but it's close to or a little more than $400,000 in revenue on that kind of marketing. The total cost for that was less than a few $1,000s up front. So, and you can either pay per deal also. So that's super cheap. Or when I say, I hate to use the word cheap, that's a really, really good investment of time and resources. So I would highly recommend that you do that. Just a couple of things, make sure, and I did a whole podcast episode on that, so you could check that out. But make sure you find a local Facebook group or a page, and then 2, it has a face, right, that people know, like, and trust. Give them a piece of every deal. My next favorite lead source I've talked a lot about, and the reason why I say, again, you asked about a free lead source, is that nothing is free, right? So I'm going to talk about the best investment. So the best investment of your time is probably fastsellerleads.com. If you want leads right now, sent to your inbox or texted to you, just sign up for free at the service. You select a county, then you actually bid per lead, right? You bid per lead, and they actually send you leads to your inbox or on your phone pretty much immediately. So sign up, pick your county, and start getting leads. And I can tell you what, if like you want the fastest way to do a deal and you want the best return on your time, go to fastsellerleads.com. There's also a phenomenal return on your money. So it's certainly not the lowest cost up front, because you're going to be spending at least a few $1,000s to get your first deal. But if you are doing big deals like $35, $45, $55,000, $3,500 is a drop in the bucket. Even $5,000 is a drop in the bucket. So look at the investment return rather than just free, quote unquote, up front. Next, I'll give you something that's also very cost effective, direct mail. And if you're going to like hyper target that, I would check out mailing to inherited leads. So our preferred vendor, if you go to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/inheritance. So nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/inheritance, you can actually get leads of properties that have been inherited by heirs. And they usually, not always, but if they're pre-probate, it means they haven't gone to the probate process yet. You can get to these leads early and really help a lot of people out and help people move on to the next phase of their life and negotiate some phenomenal deals. If you sign up over the phone or online, just make sure you tell them Todd Toback sent you. Use that link I sent you, and they will give you a free back month. So obviously you want to buy the leads going forward, but the best leads on this, pay attention here, are actually leads that are a few months old, because this means some time has passed when someone has actually passed. Okay. And so those are the best leads when 3, 4, 5, 6 months have gone. I love to go back about a year and buy all those leads. And so if you call them and tell them Todd Toback sent you, or you buy it through that link I sent you, you should get a free month of back leads. So that's really, really, really important. Mail the current leads and then the back leads. So let me review. Number one, cold calling. Yeah, it works, but it ain't free. Okay, nothing's free. Your time is worth a lot. It's probably your most important research. Don't forget about the names, the skip tracing, your dialer, and you could be paying someone else to cold call for you for 15, 20, 25 bucks an hour. Your best bet is to talk to motivated sellers like right now. Although cold calling does work, I'm not bashing it. Okay, we've got 58K in the pipeline. My next favorite thing, though, that is less of a cost up front, is buying Facebook pages or partnering with a local influencer. Just make sure that, again, it has a face and someone who people know, and have them promote you, right? You can pay them per lead or something up front, or a hybrid model of that. If you want the fastest way, the best investment of your time up front is definitely fastsellerleads.com. That's where you pay per lead. It's not going to have the lowest upfront cost. It's probably going to have the most upfront cost, but overall, it's a fantastic investment on your time and money. It's the fastest way, and it'll give you a fantastic ROI if you are following up on these leads right away. Lastly, direct mail. If you're looking for like an 80-20 approach, inherited leads are some of my favorite. So if you want to use our preferred vendor, go to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/inheritance. Mail those people. And by the way, I'd mail this list every month. I make sure you go back again and mail the back leads. And if you tell them Todd Toback sent you, they'll give you a free month of back leads. So make sure you tell them. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure you go to nextlevelwholesaling.com, download the assessment. Let me know what your score is, right? Maybe if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, or if this is, you're listening to this on a podcast, leave us a review, and maybe leave a question in your review. Maybe I'll read it on air, and I'll talk to you on the next episode.